don't have the population density here to support that.
Good afternoon, one and all those out in nether space. Jay is live.
Yep. We renewed his contract.
Yeah. Yeah, all I got to do now is get him to pay us well, and then we'll be right.
I think aren't we on a percentage of Jay's income from turning?
Jeez, that's worse than the pay we get.
Oh, is it? Oh. He told me he was making a fortune out of his wood turning.
No, I was hoping he'd make the program to that would be something that he could try, and it'd be interesting for him. You know, that'd be a week or two of trying different things for inside out turning as something new.
I don't think you watched it, did you, Jay?
What?
The Alan Stanton live last night.
No, I was in snooze land.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so.
Well,
Yeah.
it'll be up on the site by Monday, so you can watch it. Just log in.
Now, if it's a 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock for me, then it's all right. But if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, no. Not happening.
Yeah, I reckon Detroit should change their hours just for us, don't you reckon, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll second that motion.
Yep.
Much better if they made it 10 o'clock at night over there.
No offense, Dr. Bob, but most of the old farts would be in bed by then, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't whine at me, Riley. I don't have the food.
Get him, Riley. Go on. Come on, who's got a good whistle?
I get the same answer from Julie when I do that.
I can just see that. Please, I'm hungry.
No, it's something you should, after Jay gets a chance to watch it, it'll be up probably another 24 hours by the time they get it edited and put up. But you guys can watch it.
Hello, Shay.
G'day, Shay.
G'day, Shay. How you going?
I'm sure one of these fine gentlemen in the on the side here can give you a link.
Yeah, I'll do it. It'll take me a couple of minutes. I've got to open YouTube.
Robbo, just get it from Facebook if you got that open.
Yeah, but I can't paste it into the chat unless I go through YouTube.
She says I can jump on a bit doing cake with her daughter. Says I can jump on a bit doing cake with her daughter.
They all beat me to it anyway. Oh, well. Now that I'm there, I might as well do it. They all beat me to it anyway. Oh, well. Somebody's got a mic open somewhere or a phone or something.
Mike's. I was looking to see what the chat was, and I forgot to turn the volume down before, because the phone's got this AI package of what it monitors what I watch, as regular programs on YouTube. And automatically this time at night, about after 8 o'clock our time, if I open YouTube, it goes to Jay's channel automatically. Because I'm there every night.
Like I said the other day, Shay, I can't believe you've got a daughter 20 years old.
No, that can't be right.
You look too young.
So, Sarge, when are you going to get a lathe?
I'm good, Shay. I'm busily working, doing nothing in the community store at the moment.
I don't know, Dr. Bob. It's a work in progress as usual. I mean, shoot, I haven't even had time to get on the scroll saw this weekend.
Is that decorating it, Shay, or eating it?
Probably both. There you go, Robo.
Yeah, I thought that might have been the case.
You have ice cream with it too, Shay?
Well, we had an apple and a peach cobbler today for dessert for tonight's meal. And leave it up to teenagers. They've got to have ice cream. So if you wanted it, they just walked in with a gallon of ice cream.
Thanks for reminding me, Dr. Bob. I forgot I got almost a gallon left in the freezer. I may have to go sample some.
Just don't give it to the kids. They'll get wound up and then you won't be able to unwind them.
Yeah. I think the grandson's about winding down, but I don't know. Depends on what the Brooklyn does. Yeah, Shay, the only time you can have cake without ice cream is if it's already in the cake. An ice cream cake.
It's actually not a usual combo in Australia, is it, Sid? Cake with ice cream? Have it
No,
separate.
not often. Some puddings. Well, I guess whether you define, but like chocolate pudding or Christmas pudding gets ice cream with it sometimes, but not often. Not cake as such. Although my wife will make an exception of that any day of the week.
Peppercorn, I think. Shay, isn't it, Jay? Turning nicely anyway.
So when he comes to visit you, you got a lathe that will challenge him in a project for his nightly.
Yeah, probably.
But you'll just have to make sure that you have a couple of big towels handy to keep the lathes from rusting, because he'll drool on them.
I'm thinking I might put the 800mm diameter bowl on for him while he's over here.
Then you'll get him addicted and he'll want a bigger lathe. But then to get that, he needs a bigger shop.
Yeah, well, Reg would fill his whole backyard.
I'm surprised Sid doesn't have a portable lathe set up there in the store. That would attract business, people coming and watching him make something.
I found when I did that in the shop, they just used to come in and watch and want cups of tea and then nick off. Besides, there's too many things in there that get too much dust on them.
Yeah.
Then Sid would have to spend all Sunday dusting.
You'd almost have to be outside
Yeah,
the patio.
Dr. Bob, the committee said no because we've got carpet on the floor and they got no sense of humour. Fair income. I said I can bring my little MIDI lathe in, and while I'm in the shop, I can just whack it on the counter, and I can be just But they seem to have a problem with the dust and the wood chips flying everywhere. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, there's no sense of humour.
None at all. I said I'd clean most of it up.
Now that's the word, you see, most.
Well, it's better than none.
True.
Everything's relative, Robbo.
But not as much as all.
Well, you can set a lathe and a stand up out front, can't you? Enough room for a nice little veranda.
Oh, no, you
You walk in with them.
No, in Australia, it needs 45 permits to be able to do that.
At least.
They've just been doing a renovation thing in Cranbourne, the major town just up the road from us. They've been working on it for about 2 months. And it's putting out taking up some of the car parking spaces and putting outdoor dining there. Was accelerated by COVID, but they're trying to get a more cosmopolitan feel to the town. Might be time for crack inspection time, I reckon, Joe.
He's saying you need to pull up your shirt, Jay, or pull down your shirt.
Bite me?
I've been buying extension cables, and of course they come with all these. They come with these thin. Hello, somebody's got a phone or something on. Getting an echo back.
Not here.
Sid. No. Maybe it's
Robbo.
I
me.
muted to make sure it wasn't me.
Robbo.
Maybe it's me.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Oh, don't know why.
There you go. You want crack inspection?
Guys, you're still civil, Robbo.
Is
But
that
anyway, yeah.
that goes all the way through?
And as you know, all these cables inside the plastic cases. Oh shit, that's annoying. Have these little wires, and it's interesting. So some of them are done up right-handed, and some are left-handed. You've got to work it out. I might just go into StreamYard.
Yeah, so I've got this split. This one that goes across here actually comes out on this side, like really bad on that side.
You saw what happened to my crack yesterday when it went too thin, Jay.
Yeah, I don't plan on going too thin with this, but that crack does go all the way across that rim there.
Yeah, might be time to. Yeah, that's better. Turn the echo cancellation off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that makes a big difference, Robbo.
Yeah, might be better to run some CA into that now.
Yeah, I've only got gel stuff, so it's nice.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's right. It's a larger gap on the outside than the inside, so I'll go from the outside.
Okay.
I've only got that stain on the outside that I haven't sanded off anyway. So.
Yeah, those little wires, geez, they're a pain. They wind up so tightly you don't know which way they're actually wound up.
You're using like little Ethernet cables, Robbo.
Sorry?
You're using like the Ethernet cables, the little plastic plug on the end.
Oh, what I've done is I've kept the main computer in the office. I don't think you were here when we were talking about it. And I've got a monitor out in the workshop now, just above the lathe. And I've extended all the USB cables and HDMI cables out to the workshop. And as I said to Jay, it looks like a power station that's been hit with a cyclone. There's wires running everywhere.
So if it works, it's all right.
Well, it definitely worked a lot better the other day when we were trying it.
Well, how do you like your new switcher, the StreamYard?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm actually debating whether I need it or not, because I don't go in for fancy introductions or and all my cameras are they're all video cameras. They're not web cameras, so I have to switch them manually basically anyway.
Someone's been whinging for their treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. he can
And the main,
smell.
Do they go through the video cameras, Robbo? They stream in via USB or HDMI.
HDMI.
So can you see them on the stream deck?
No, I can't see them on the screen, so I could probably do it through OBS, but whether I want to go to the pain of setting up OBS, I don't know.
I think you said Stream Deck, Robbo.
Yeah, stream
Yeah,
deck.
yeah, I've got the Screen Deck.
Can you see the
Right.
cameras on that?
No,
All right.
no. Well, I couldn't the other day, so because I have to come in through a video capture card anyway, so.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because if you're just coming in through USB, you should be able to see it really easy, but whether you're coming through some of the other pathways, it might not pick them up.
No, well, that's right.
Howdy,
not-
John Naves.
How
G'day,
you going,
John.
John?
I'm not particularly
Hey, John.
perturbed about it if I don't need it, so. Like I say, I'm not into 5-minute introductions or anything and fading in and out and
No, I can do enough fading in and out without any assistance from a camera.
oh, same there.
And I was doing that yesterday.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, you were too, weren't you?
Yeah.
you must be feeling a bit better today, are you?
I was just going to
Yeah.
say, you must be feeling that. Yeah.
Shitloads better.
Good.
That's right. I enjoyed the opportunity to have a crack anyway.
Yeah,
Bloody
you
train.
had a big crack, and then you
Oh,
had
lots of
another
cracks.
big crack, and then you finally scored one.
Mm.
So I had
Trust
the
Sarge to stay
first warm-up
quiet.
valve cracked open twice,
Trust
and
Sarge
then
to
the
stay
Banksy
quiet.
valve broke out.
Sorry.
Sid, shut up.
Sarge stays quiet until it's insult time.
Well, you done told
Right,
me
just
to
at
mute.
this moment.
Yeah, hopefully you get better, John.
Yeah, John, hopefully you're not feeling too crook for too long.
Well, John Naves had one of his Clydesdales got spooked and stepped on his foot.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
I can speak from experience from that. I had a
Robbo's first mode of transport was a horse and cart pulled by a Clydesdale.
well, actually, you're not.
Was that last week?
Why are people so unkind? No, I had a job for 12 months delivering milk, and it was all done by horse and cart around our place. And I was harnessing up the horse one morning, and it was a bit dark, and I dropped something on the ground. I stepped into where he decided he was going to step, and he planted his bloody great foot straight on the top of my boot, you know. And I hobbled around for about 5 days. Good horse though.
Yeah, years and years ago when I was in my 20s, late 20s, I had a horse. I did a lot of backpacking and worked for a outfitter for a while, and that was fun. We take
G'day,
tourists
g'day,
in
g'day, Robert.
Howdy, Robert.
How you going, Robert?
The figure in that platter this morning was absolutely fantastic.
And Harry?
And
Oh,
yep.
Harry and Robert, I'll get them in the right order.
Sorry, missed all of that. 3 people spoke at once, I think.
We got a hairy fan club here.
Need to do some merchandise, Rob, with Harry on it.
Did you see Roberts live this morning for Axe, Sid?
I caught the tail end of it, Robbo, just probably the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah,
That looked
just
really nice, that piece.
yeah. It looked like a storm on a coast, like certain ways.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. Though I got to place an order, Robert, and I want to get your discount code so I can give you credit because I've run out of, or will within a week and a half of what I'm using now out of England. I'll try something else new here and see.
What I like about Harry is that he sits there and doesn't talk.
Quiet achiever.
Well, he's a visible hookah. Thanks, Robert. I'll get that ordered tonight.
Everybody's watching Jay making the final cuts.
Yeah.
It gets pretty intense right at the end. You've got to sort of.
Everybody holding their breath.
No pressure, Jay.
Don't know that I'd go much thinner with that actually.
Going good, John. Got home tonight or yesterday, last night, and just hanging out.
I'm just
He's not
tired,
with
but I'm tired. Other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. Good day, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Howdy, Chris.
Oh, did they fall over because of a still wind? STIHL, wind. No, we had a greenie that used to live down the street. And when we moved in here, there were 6 gum trees on the property. We took out one to put the shed up, and then we had to take out 2 to put the verandas up. And she used to walk past every morning to go down to the shop and get the paper, you see, buy the newspaper. And she's toddling past just after I'd taken out the 2 to put the veranda in. She came in and she said, "I hope you got permits for those tree removals." And I said, "What?" She said, "Yes, you have to have permits to remove trees on your property, you know." I said, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, Mrs. May." I said, they fell over in the still wind. She said, "We haven't had any wind here for weeks." I said, "Still," and I held up my chainsaw. And I said, let's get a couple of things straight. I said, since I moved in here, I've planted 150 trees. I said, you toddle back to your rose garden, which is non-Australian natives, I said, which mine are, I said, and look after them and stop annoying the neighbours, me included. Never saw her after that. She used to cross over the other side of the road to go down the street.
Oh dear. Poor old lady.
Oh no, she was just in the local busybody. Like if anything happened in the district, the police used to just go around and ask her.
Because you'd know.
Oh yeah. I reckon she logged every registration that used to come up and down the street. No, I don't suffer busybodies very well, I'm afraid. Oh, you're generous, John. John said, I got some help for the next few weeks as I hobble around at first. Oh, sorry, full stop. At first they weren't too keen about the 4 a.m. start, so I said 5 o'clock. Very generous of you.
No. Working within the parameters and being, willing to negotiate and compromise, I reckon that's great.
Yeah, I don't think people realise when you're on a farm sort of a situation how early you have to start.
Yeah, I learned that when I was about 8 years old. I asked if I could spend the summer up in Canada with my cousin. They're my age and a couple of years older. And I got offered that they would pay me some money if I worked, and I'd get a chance to see what my father used to do as a kid on the farm. It was a family farm. And I mean, big family farm. It's my dad was one of 9 kids, and they all had pieces of property on it for their homes and their families, and even my cousins. when they got older. They had homes on it, but they still run it as a farm.
I'm going to mute everyone in a minute. That's some bad loop feedback there. I don't know what's going on, but everyone's going to get muted if no one doesn't search around and see who it is.
I don't think it was me. It was a whistling sound, like a bird had crawled into the computer.
But I remember being woke up at 4 in the morning to get dressed to go take care of the chickens and feed some of the animals with my cousin. And then breakfast at 9.
Everyone's going on mute.
I'll just see if it's coming from me. I've just unmuted myself for a minute. No.
I don't think it's me, but I'll have a go. It sounded like a feedback loop, and I reckon it might have been Dr. Bob.
You're on mute at the moment, Bob. Try yours.
No, I don't think so.
No Tweety Bird there. All right, mute again. We'll try Sarge.
I've been muted the whole time.
Yeah, we'll probably be. I think I can speak for Jay. Yes, he'll be on tomorrow. John's feeling a bit drowsy, so he's off to bed probably.
Night, John.
And
Bailey's got a big story for you, Robo.
yeah, I know. I'm just about to read it out. I have a story, Robbo. Back several years ago, I went to a week-long fire school where we learned how to put out fires. There was a group from Canada, US, and Australia. They found out I don't drink, so I was the designated driver, and the Canadians and Australians had a drinking contest. I was very impressed with both, but the next morning the Canadians didn't make it to breakfast. No stamina. Good night, John.
Weak as. See you later, John. Take it easy.
Yep,
Well,
I'm
Chris-
stuck out now too. I've got a few jobs I've got to do here before I close up. So I'll catch you all later.
See you, Sid.
See you, Sid.
See you later.
Yeah, Chris, I don't drink either. Every party I got invited to, I knew why I was invited. It was to drive everybody home. Which I didn't mind doing.
was about to say, at least you know they're getting home safe, eh?
I had to deal with the kids that when they turned 18 and used to go out and that. I'd say I don't care what time of the day or night it is. If you have had one drink, you ring me up and I will come and get you. And the same goes for your friends as well. Chris says the car ride to the hotel was hilarious. I bet it was. Well, for starters, you'd have a language barrier. They couldn't understand each other. And Chris goes on to say, Joe, it was freezing out in Wisconsin, but they would put the windows down and yell at people. I'd put them back up and they would put them down. Next day home, none of them remembered how they got back.
I've been on many deployments like that, especially the one down in Australia. And it was only about a, 15-minute drive from the one saloon and dance club in Catherine back to base. They wouldn't remember a thing.
Catherine was an interesting town, you know. Where the highway comes in from Rockhampton, where it meets the Stewart Highway, they're heading north and south. It's actually just about the rough boundary lines of three tribes, like three Aboriginal tribes. And when the stockmen used to come into town from the stations on a Saturday night, they always had a bit of a blue in the pub, or out in the street actually. And the coppers there had a thing out at the back of the police station. They'd go down, crack a few heads, take a few drunks home, put them in the cell for the night, you know, on a Saturday night. And out the back in their lunchroom or mess room, they had a calendar up. Saturday night was always baton practice. Couldn't get away with that these days.
Now you can't even look at somebody sideways without them tripping out.
She was a pretty wild old town, Catherine, in the early days.
That's it. You're all fired. It's too quiet.
Yeah,
Well, Mini Me's passed out on the couch. And our grandson Asher, he's watching iCarly on Netflix.
did you get that fairly even all the way down, did you, Jay?
Yeah.
I reckon that's going to look interesting when you get a finish on it.
Looks like it's got some spalting in it or something.
Get some finish on it. It's going to get some colour too. It's getting this one.
I figured that by the title.
Oh, someone read the title.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? It's like reading instructions.
Yeah.
Who did that? Wasn't one of us. We're all guys here. We don't read instructions.
What are instructions? That's a very foreign word to me.
What's the finest grit paper you've got, Jay? That's the finest, is it? Yeah, that should be all right. But if you're going to colour it, I wouldn't put any Yorkshire Grit or anything on it.
I don't know if you haven't noticed, Robbo, but I haven't used that for ages.
Yeah, I have noticed, but I thought this might be the time when you might just do it.
No.
Oh, sorry. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, Robo.
Well, Sarge, have you recouped from your extended work?
Yeah, pretty much. I slept in until about 10 o'clock this morning and had all sorts of repairs to do around here. So did a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. I don't know. I still haven't fully recouped yet. It's kind of like going on vacation. You have a good time and everything, and then it's like you have to go back to work in order to recuperate from vacation.
Yeah. Though for me, it's been 2 years since I've been on anywhere for a vacation.
Uh, yeah, mostly medical and then COVID, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when I go, it's basically to Virginia. My sister's there, and I get to see her kids and grandkids.
Right.
But I'm limited not being able to drive, so if
Right.
want to go anywhere, it's got to be by train because I couldn't afford an airplane.
Right. I didn't do a whole lot today, but man, I'm wore out. That's because I stayed up too late with you guys last night.
Yeah, it's always good to blame it on someone else. You don't have to feel guilty.
I'm just kidding. I had a good
That's
time.
what friends are for.
Yeah.
And they
I had
would
a
do the same.
yeah.
Hey, Robert, I found some 600. Should I use that too?
Yeah, I don't know how it'll go, but see how it goes.
Oh, some wet dry 600. Hey, Robo, do you break your sandpaper before you use it?
No, I use a cloth back paper. It doesn't need breaking.
Yeah. I've got some cloth back that neighbor had and didn't know what it was for. Where he got it, he said he didn't know it'd been there for years in his shop, covered up by a bunch of scraps. But other than that, I just get the regular cheap stuff, but I buy it by the 80 sheet, 100 sheet packets that contractors packs.
No, we buy it in 50 metre rolls, 3 inches wide, 50 metres wide long. And we only use one sort, which is called J Flex by Hermes.
Hey, Sarge, you're not going to sleep, are you?
Now I'm watching some videos that my wife had taken of our grandson.
With your eyes closed?
Oh, look at there. Looking at my phone. About ready to. Good grief.
Hey, fucker.
No, but I found breaking the back of the sandpaper makes it last so much longer.
Does to a certain extent, makes it more flexible as well.
Yes.
But that's why there's only three sorts of sandpaper, three brands of sandpaper that we'll mainly use in our most production turners use: SIA or SIA, Klingspor, or Hermes. Because when you fold it, the abrasive doesn't break down the joint. It still maintains a certain amount of abrasive if you fold it in, like really fold it up tight. Oh,
Yeah.
good day, Effie.
How do you?
Hello. Hello, Effie.
Yeah, I like Klingspor myself.
Howdy, Effie.
What, the sandpaper, Chris?
Well, Klingspor is available here in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Hermes, Klingspor, and SIA or SIA, SIA, are available worldwide. But either one of those brands, they're all a good brand. They're a little bit dearer than most, but what you got to remember is a lot of our work is beads and coves and things, and we need to maintain the sharp edges on them. Yeah, that's it, Bailey, SIA. Yep.
What are you typing for, Chris? That's just silliness.
Yeah, you can come in if you want to, Chris.
Yeah, I just put the link in.
Yeah.
That's always there. I'm over here sleeping on the job.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
You have to pay. You have to take your pay and pay the rest of the other people that are paying attention. All right, that's your punishment.
Oh,
Oh,
Chris says he's in his pajamas. That's why he can't. Well,
That's all right.
they nice polka dot ones, are they, Chris?
They could be Popeye the Sailor.
Not a very good excuse, Chris. Sorry, there's plenty of people are coming in there in PJs or in bed. Just ask Mark.
Howdy, Mark.
How you
Hey,
going,
Mark.
Mark?
We're just talking about you.
He's one of the lurkers in the background. You reckon, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Waiting,
very careful.
standing off in the wings, waiting for his cue.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, he has to make sure his kilt gets folded correctly.
I get tangled in the pole, wouldn't it? Sorry, Mark. Sorry, Mark. I'm not really, but I thought I'd better say sorry just to cover my bases. But there's a link there if you want to come in too, Mark. It's whoever wants to come in link.
Oh, right.
What?
Oh, Chris said my son came home for the weekend and we were watching Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh, so that's two different excuses in one. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. I could just see Chris there in his smoking jacket over his PJs with his slippers on, you know.
Yep. All right. Do you like the colour of that? Is that nice?
Yes.
I'm going to colour
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, I know.
I've got heaps of peppercorn. Stop it, all right? It's green.
Sorry?
It's coming out green.
You might have to change change the title at the top, Jay.
Yeah. No. Bugger 'em. Just tell them they're colourblind. Look, it's blue there, all right? And it's blue there. I guess that's what happens when you're spreading your Smurf out.
Yeah.
It sure reacts to the wood differently.
Yeah. That's got a bit of spalting on the bottom.
Almost looks like corroded copper.
All right then, copper bowl.
Yeah, it looks like the copper that I picked up out of the woods
Yeah.
and had to splice back together so that they'd have electricity down in Mississippi and some of the areas.
Do you work high or do you work out of a bucket?
Most of the time I work on the ground and I work on the digger derrick. Occasionally I do work in the bucket and I do climb poles.
Marcus said, Jay, what does a Smurf look like after being hit by a train? Look in Jay's bowl.
Yeah.
Interesting. Goes on blue and ends up being green. Must
It's
be
a
the acid in the wood.
It's actually looking blue to me now that it's drying out.
Well,
That's
I'd say
a
it's probably
chameleon.
soaking into the grain that you just opened up.
Yeah. Yeah, let it dry for a few minutes and then give it another coat and see what happens.
Yeah.
It's one thing about this, you can always rub it out if it's not right.
Yeah, that's right.
Many a mistake's been hidden by another chisel cut.
Yeah.
It'll be sandpaper in this case.
So, how you going over there, Mark? You must be feeling as tired as I am because I haven't been to sleep yet since yesterday morning at 6:30.
Whose bloody fault's that? Hmm? Some table on the drive this one.
Well, give it another light sand with a scouring pad maybe and then do it again. Has it raised the grain at all or not?
No. On the bottom it has a little bit.
Yeah, just give it another go with a sanding pad and then with a scouring pad at least.
Sarge has been eaten by a dog. He's just licking up the rest of it.
Mm.
It sure looks like copper from here too.
Go and bury it in the backyard, Joe, and then dig it up and say you found an artefact.
That might work, you know. Got to delete this live though.
Why?
Because then there's evidence.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then you got to pay us off.
Hell no. I didn't do a live. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, if there's no pictures, there's no proof.
That's it.
Well, it's a pretty green anyway, if nothing else, Joe.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys think it's green. I can see blue, but all right. That's all right. I'll let you off.
Well, it's your camera.
Probably.
It's your eyes.
At least
Well,
it didn't turn. At least
The
it
paper
didn't turn.
towel.
At least it didn't turn black or something stupid like that.
Yes.
See, the comparison that I make is that your towel that you're using, your paper towel, is dark blue compared to the bowl, which that's where it sets the color off as being green.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. I know. Mark says the same rule applies for pole dancing.
Oh,
No.
we're going there. We're going
No.
there, are we?
No pictures. It didn't happen.
But the web searches in your history count.
Although I seem to have a couple of pictures of that. So it maybe did happen.
Evidence. I think it did. He was just too much vodka that night, I think. Too much of the vodskis.
It must be the tannic acid from the wood that's affecting it that way.
Don't know. Could well be.
his wooden bowl's rusty.
Does it look red, blue now?
Yeah, it's got a bluey coppery, bluey greeny tint to it, like copper.
Yeah, a bit like
That's
aqua or something.
It's like copper that's been oxidized.
What were you going to say, Robbo?
No, not much.
Okay, then.
Mark says, it was one night. I'm never going to live that down, am I?
No.
No, it's like me with pens and carbides, Mark.
Hey, Mark, you
Everybody
have...
says mind your P's and Q's. We tell Robo minding his P's and C's.
That's right, yeah.
Hey, Mark, when you do end up getting a pole, you have to do a deal with Robbo, right? He has to turn a pen, okay?
We all have our cross to bear. Like SK, he'll never live down putting a funnel through. So.
Or, oh, I thought you were going to say the knots in his name. Oh. Go get me GPS tomorrow.
Oh yeah. So as you can find your way over here.
Yeah, I would.
You don't have GPS in your phone?
No, I got a shit phone.
Is there a
I'd
phone
rather
like
GPS.
Robo's?
Yeah, not far off. Yeah.
I knew when we were had that conversation that would be the first thing he pulled out would be a flip phone.
I don't even have a flip phone. I'm not interested in upgrading, to be honest. And as it is, I got that phone given to me, so I didn't even have to buy it. I didn't slide into the whole phone fab like everyone. I don't like phones. I like my desktop computers over any of those devices, you know.
Right.
When I go out, I make sure I've got.
There's my phone.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
I've got nothing synced. I never have anything synced because I hate it when it's synced because it can bugger off. I don't do apps very rarely either because I have, as soon as I go and do an app for my email or something like that, something craps out on it. I've had 2 emails be completely written off because the app crashed it, and you go and ask the company what's going on. They're like,
The best part about that little phone actually is this.
well, the off button.
No. Got to get my fingernail in there. The torch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You got a torch that comes out the front.
Yeah.
or as we call them, moonbeams.
Yeah, I
No,
update
mate.
my phone probably once every 3 years.
No, I just use mine for making phone calls and receiving phone calls and receiving texts because I don't do texts. I must admit that torch has saved me from breaking my neck a few times.
And I thought as a Marine I was supposed to be the Neanderthal.
Sorry, what was that, Sarge?
I said as a Marine I thought I was supposed to be yeah, the caveman.
No, no. Man, I'm a Neanderthal, I tell you.
That's what I was trying to spit out the second time. I couldn't get it. Good night, Mark.
Good night, Mark.
See you later,
Yep,
Mark.
talk to you tomorrow.
So I don't think I've got any clear left. Oh, okay. I'll stand corrected. I've got a quarter of a can or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds pretty empty the way that ball's rattling around in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just enough to piss you off.
You know what pisses you off even more? The nozzle stuff's on.
Oh
Eh?
yeah, the
Oh,
nozzle stuff. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The other thing that makes me mad is I'll get the PB blaster and have a brand new can, and the daggone cap or the nozzle will pop off. You never get it to go on. And you waste the whole
Yep.
can. At home, I went
Yeah.
back to WD-40 for most of my jobs.
Darn it. It's not the cap that's buggered, it's the actual bit on the inside of the can.
Uh, bummer.
Mongrel. That was the only can of clear I had too, so you know. A little tiny bit in this, I don't know if it'll do it. I'll give it a go. Someone's got the loop going again.
Like I said earlier on that last go around, echoes and the loop and all the tweeting, I was muted the whole time. I don't know if my
Oh, that's what
computer's
you was.
playing in the background or what.
Putting it nine eyes for the night. Tucking it in.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll worry if you give it a kiss good night.
Tonguey.
Y'all read Robert's
I was,
comment?
I was waiting for a comment about blue bowls. I tell you. And Dark's not even in here.
I know it. I don't even know where he's been at. Where he's been hiding. Found out why Blair hasn't been on all week. It's been family time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you finally got your ice cream, did you, Sarge?
Yeah, we got vanilla ice cream, and I made homemade strawberry by putting strawberry frosting and mixing it up in there.
Leave it to a Marine to know how to doctor something to make it taste good.
Oh yeah. We used to take the cocoa powder in the MREs and do
Yeah.
one of about 4 or 5 different things with it. You know, you put it in your canteen with hot water, make hot cocoa, if that was hard and rare to do. Or you could put a little bit of water in it, make it like a frosting. Put a little bit, make frosting. Put a lot of water in it, make pudding. You know, we get those pound cakes in there, and we would make it into a frosting, make the cocoa in the frosting, put over top of our pound cake, especially the lemon pound cake. That was good.
No, we used
Yeah,
to
it
get
does, Chris.
biscuits that you could lay a road, like lay a tank truck with them, I reckon. But we always reckon that if you put them soak them in water, the water would evaporate before the bloody biscuit got soft. But funnily enough, I used to love the things.
Yeah, that's crazy what you
Yeah,
make yourself get used to.
Chris reckons it looks like tarnished copper as well, and Robert agrees with him.
Yeah.
It's to a certain extent, it's not unattractive actually. I normally don't like colour on bowls, but that's made it look interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't cover it up. It just adds and brings out some of the accents of the wood.
All right, so it's called a fake copper bowl then, hey?
Yeah,
A copper patina.
And the cosmetic dye I used was it was royal blue that I used. So guess it
well,
comes down to the
like I say, I don't know whether it's the camera or not, but it's definitely green at this end. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I don't disbelieve you. I saw the joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just reacting to the tannin in the wood.
Could be.
Maybe.
On the other hand, he could be mandrake and just changing the colour. Jay wouldn't know who mandrake was.
No, that's why I didn't answer. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mandrake was a magician, and he had his big black slave called his black partner called Lothar. Big fellow. Mandrake always wore a top hat, a cape, and a cane. And he was like a detective sort of thing, solving cases and that, and he solved them by magic.
Yep.
Show my age now.
Sorry. What was that? Last part?
I'm showing my age.
I'll agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, he's telling what other dinosaurs were around when he was a little kid.
Yeah, well, I used to have a pet one. Used
And
to
you still
lead
got
it.
it.
Used to lead it round.
Oh, yeah. And I can't think of his name.
Who?
Dino.
From the Flintstones, the pet dinosaur.
Dino.
Dino.
Dino, yes.
Yeah.
You had Dino the dinosaur. My brother had one when they came out as a pull toy.
Oh, I didn't have toy ones. I used to play with real ones.
Neanderthal.
According to Sarge, anyway.
Yeah,
I
I
need to
could
send
see
you
you, the
some
bearded
crowns,
wonder,
Chris.
running around with a loincloth on and a whip to keep your dinosaurs in shape. And of course, a gaggle of girls behind him as
Oh, look,
servants.
it was much easier to catch girls. You just used to club them on the head and drag them along.
You ever train your dinosaur to pick up your logs to put on your leg?
Now, that would have been an idea.
And I even
Like
remember that,
like Fred did, or Fred and Barney, I think it was. They worked in the quarry and they picked up the rocks and stuff for the dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now I
the
guess we're all showing
dinosaur is
our age.
named Dino.
Yeah, the pet dinosaur, but the ones that they worked with at the quarry.
Yeah, they were there. That actually was a clever show when you think about it, how they adapted what we have today to fit in Neanderthal times.
Uh,
Yeah, pull a bird's tail to get it to squawk for a whistle.
yeah,
Yeah.
But we've all had kids for Bam Bam. They just want to take something and hit stuff with it. That was so true then as it is in reality.
Yeah. Definitely looks like
Uh-oh.
tarnished copper.
Yeah.
that
And his
was
thumb
awesome.
matches his lathe.
Dude, even the outside matches it. I thought it looked kind of greenish when you had that patch in the center carved out.
Well, that would be one I'd buy.
It'll
It has
be
character
one.
to it.
It'll be one of those ones that you just pay for shipping. Because that would cost a fortune in itself, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and probably be impounded for inspection.
Yeah, and make sure it don't have termites and all that other stuff in there also.
Right. I will leave that for tomorrow, and I'll let the lacquer cure for 24 hours at least before I go playing with it too much.
Well, I got dishes to do and some other stuff to take care of before I can sit down with a piece of cake with ice cream.
Yeah, Shay said that she had a whole lot of relatives over there, so that's why she never came back in.
And Robert Robert says there's nice grain alignment in the centre where you can see the X.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nature did a good job, eh?
Yeah. And all you did was accent it.
Yeah, I
Did a
think.
good job of doing that.
Didn't get much of a comment from Robbo though, but he's
This is time
muted.
for my monthly
He
show.
says he says it all while he's muted.
No, I never interrupt when you're going, right?
Catch you tomorrow night, gang.
All right,
All
see you
right.
later, Bob.
Thanks for coming in. Take it easy.
Oh, thank you.
And there was
So
just
has
the three amigos.
anyone got Dr. Bob's address?
Not me.
No.
It'd be funny if the bowl just rocked up on his doorstep, wouldn't it?
No, I'm the only one that rocks up on your doorstep when you least expect it.
Yeah. But we heard a van out the front about 2 weeks ago, and Amber goes, "That isn't, is it?" And I was like, "No, it's not." You don't get them around here very often. Where's my ice cream, Sarge? Come on.
Oh, she passed out.
Oh, that's sugar. I was talking about ice cream.
One of them laid back nights, I guess.
Yep.
Well, I guess I'll catch you all tomorrow night.
All right then,
Y'all-
Sarge. No worries. Good to see you.
Yep. Y'all come back now, you hear?
All right. Night. Later.
See ya.
See you later. Give me my ice cream. It still wasn't the shape that I was going for on the inside, but oh, well, shit happens.
Yeah. Not the shape on the outside we were going. Oh, no, that was the other one, not that one.
Oh, I did a slight curve on it, not much.
Oh, man. I just realised I'm not as young as I used to be.
Oh shit! Who told you that?
My body.
Oh, tell it to bugger off.
Yeah, I know. No, I used to be able to work for 2 or 3 days straight without any sleep at all, but not these days.
Someone's having an early night tonight, aren't they?
No, my problem is about 8:30 to 9:30 I'll start waking up again.
Oh,
So it'll be another 11:30, 12 o'clock, I suppose, before I go to bed tonight.
yeah. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to knock it on the head. Thank you very much for everyone coming in and stopping in for a chat. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
goodbye all. Thank you.
And I'll still say it's blue. All right.